to bring to you another extraordinary person, actor, a director, storyteller. Padma Shri, man who has been recognized all over the world, Mr. Mohammad Ali Baig. I can call you Mr. Baig?
Please.
Yeah. So there's science and there's art.
I approach my job like a bureaucrat.
How you manage to do so much research before you come onto the stage?
There's a team working on it. There's a research. It's not a one man's job. The Qutb Shahi dynasty and Asif Jahi dynasty was presented on stage by Baba.
So how does one work onto that? Or is that a team working on it?
Acting is the most visible part. Technology doesn't replace creativity. Technology should enhance creativity.
Yeah. You perform a lot on stage. You've been very successful. You've been recognized. You got the Padma Shri.
Was the first member of the audience and the first critic, most productive critic used to be my mother. She would be a very constructive critic. At the time, that's why like A.K. Khan Saab said कि वहीं से जब इलादुल्ली ज़ेडमान शांत मूरत की तरह वो पूरा शो चलाती थी और एक सीट उनका भी डेडिकेट करते हैं.
Do you think Noor has a very big role to play?
Yes, of course.
Welcome to the channel Point of View, Vijay Mohan Raj. Namaskar. I once again have an opportunity to bring to you another extraordinary person who has contributed immensely to an artistic field. The person I have today is not only an actor, a director, but he is also a storyteller. So we have with us Mr. Mohammad Ali Baig, Padma Shri, man who has been recognized all over the world. And I had the privilege of attending a lot of his shows, and with great difficulty, I have this opportunity to have him on my channel. So welcome, Mr. Baig. I can call you Mr. Baig?
Please.
Yeah. So welcome, and I would like to inform my viewers that we always talk about your performances. But today, I would like to delve upon your preparation in my sport, in the sport that I take. I teach people. We focus more on preparation. The whole world knows about your performance, but they have not known the inside story of Mohammad Ali Baig. So today I hope that I can bring this story to the viewers. And my opening question to you would be, you're in theatre. Theatre is something which fascinates me, particularly on the fact that we see you live performing. In one take, you have to do the entire program. We have an audience which is sitting there watching you. You're doing your act in one take, and you're looking for motivation. So I would like to first start with you and ask you, what do you feel? How does the feeling that you have when you're performing?
First of all, thank you and adab to your viewers. Delighted to be here. Apologies that we had to shift it around so many times, but then finally we could make it, and welcome to our humble abode here. Audience, see, my approach to theatre is very different. My premise of being theatre is to pay tribute to Baba Qadir Ali Baig Sahab and to do something for the city. I didn't start it to be an aspiring actor or director. Everyone knows I ran away from theatre into advertising, more glamorous, more enticing, more attractive field where the quick around time is quick, suits my temperament. I don't have patience for a lot of things. So coming back to theatre, having started that, one needs to sort of play the game by the rules. आप तो स्पोर्ट्समैन हैं, आप जानते हैं कि जो भी हो आप, डेनिस ली, इमरान खान, उनकी हद होती है, उसके आगे नो बॉल हो जाता है. बोले जितना भी आपका पेस हो, जितना भी लंबा रन अप हो, उसी तरह वी हैव टू मेंटेन दैट decorum. And as you rightly said, we have no retakes on stage. It's always a live performance experience, and that's what theatre is all about. you perform and you see the reaction. आप रो रहे हैं, audience आपके साथ रो रही है.
Okay.
आप हंस रहे हैं, audience आपके साथ खे लगा रही है. You're thinking and they are contemplating with you. So for a theatre actor, what is very thrilling is that you're controlling 1,000, 1,200 pairs of eyeballs.
It's a spell.
Sorry?
It's a spell, I said.
It's a spell.
Yeah.
And they're doing nothing but watching you. I mean, of late there are some, distractions like your mobile phones, etc. But they're groomed now. They're tutored. They don't use it. But they would like to tell their friends or whoever where they are, so they quickly shoot and then send it on their Facebook. That's fine. But preparation, as you said, is very important here. Whether it's in my ad films or the film we're going to start, inshallah, very soon, or theatre, it's mostly about planning and execution.
Okay.
And early in my life in ad films, I'd learned a very valuable thing from a senior colleague of mine, is that filmmaking is 90% planning,
okay,
and 10% execution. And I followed that in advertising and ad films. I follow that in theatre. You be prepared, you go completely focused, whether it's creative, whether it's organizing part, administrative part, technical execution part. Don't go and struggle on the set or stage.
So there's science and there's art.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Now,
it's a great statement you made.
My art is full of science.
Yeah.
I approach my job like a bureaucrat would,
yeah,
like an architect would. I'm not sure if I have the ability to do it as a doctor would. And I sometimes wonder how a doctor who's diagnosing patients and treating patients till 2 a.m. would come back for a surgery at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And we can travel and perform, but that's entertainment. That's art. It's a matter of life and death. So, great regard for all of them. But I try and imbibe their qualities of punctuality, of discipline, of professional approach in theatre. And for me, you can't take chances. You can't say, "Oh, I'm in arts, so I can't be this way." There are no rules.
But there's a myth on that. People think people who are in art, who are acting, they have a very weird personal life. And it used to, that was...
What about people in politics?
Yeah, so...
People in industry.
So I want to know how true that is.
See, perception. What happens in films, theatre and performing art, like in cricket, is it's the expanse is huge. The canvas is huge. So if a star or a cricketer catches cold, the rest of the country knows about it.
Yeah, that's right.
140 billion population, there are about 40% people suffering from cold. The families or doctors won't even know. So whatever you do in this industry is magnified. Whether it's your discipline or indiscipline, whether it's your tantrums or lack of them, whether it's your relationships, whether your talent or lack of it.
Okay.
It's there magnified. It's like a small expression you see on a 70mm screen or now whatever screens there are. It's magnified. So anything you do in this industry is magnified, is sometimes taken to the cleaners.
From all what I have seen of your work, and I observe that your plays the content is a lot historic.
That's right.
So you must be doing a lot of research. So I just want to know how you manage to do so much research before you come onto the stage, or is that a team working on it?
There's a team working on it. There's a research team. There's a writing team. Obviously, it's not a one-man's job. But what has happened is I've grown up on historical plays, grown up on heritage theatre, and that's what I like doing, and that's what comes naturally to me.
Okay.
Than doing something modern or whatever. It's important that I connect with what I present to my audience, and hence you see the difference. There's that conviction, there's that commitment, there's that authenticity, be it in the form of storytelling, costume, decor, music, whatever we create, props, everything is very authentic. Now, research goes into it. A lot of research is available because the whole gamut of the Qutb Shahi dynasty and Asif Jahi dynasty was presented on stage by Baba. And I've grown up on that.
Okay.
So for me to create an era on stage or on screen comes, I wouldn't say easy, but comes naturally. And that's something I like. I've done modern plays too. If you see Spaces later, um, Sunset Sunrise recently, Under an Oak Tree, which is my biographical play based on Baba and I. They're modern plays. They're today's plays, today's stories. We treated it differently. But heritage and historical is something I relish doing. In fact, the next project that the Qadir Ali Baig Theatre Foundation is doing, we completed 20 years, touch wood. 20 years of Qadir Ali Baig Theatre Foundation, 20 years of Qadir Ali Baig Theatre Festival, and this year would be the 20th edition. So we are spreading it over 3 weekends in November, than one whole...
So I'll just go back a little.
Please.
The foundation, Qadir Ali Baig Foundation. Your father was the one who created it. If he was the founder.
Ji.
What made you go into that, theatre when you were already doing
Patch films?
I'm sure many people have asked you this question.
Yes. See, Qadir Ali Baig Theatre Foundation was formed 20 years ago by the government of Andhra Pradesh, the tribute to him on his 20th anniversary.
Okay.
His theatre was called New Theatre Hyderabad.
Okay.
Like Naya Theatre, Habib Tanveer Saab had in Bhopal. Al-Khadi Saab was doing his work with National Institute of Drama in Delhi. Badal Sarkar in Calcutta. Dr. Shriram Lagu and others, Satyadev Dubey in Maharashtra. Satyu, MS Satyu and B.V. Karant in Karnataka, and I think Subbanna and Panigar Saab down in Kerala. So these were the contemporaries then, 70s and 80s, and that's when post-independence theatre was coming out. Theatre was based on the social issues of that time.
True.
War victims, untouchability, national integration.
Social issues. Yeah.
Social issues. Mind you, social issues in 2025 are different from what they were in 70s.
Sure.
Women's emancipation in 2025 is different from what it was in 1970s. Equality, what it meant then and what it means today is different.
So what according to you do you envisage as today's issues which can come in theatre? I mean, interesting. It's a subject which is out of, I think...
I don't use theatre as a form of expression or a political platform.
Okay.
So there are people who do that. There are people who do theatre to convey messages. My premise of message sort of delivering in my storytelling has always been the Indian pluralistic and syncretic culture.
Okay.
The Hyderabadi Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb. You know? Now, that's how we have grown up in Hyderabad. That's how we have groomed in Hyderabad personally, and that's how we put on stage. Matlab, Ramzan ki Eid and Bakri Eid was not Muslims' Eid, and Diwali and Dasera was not Hindus' festival. Christmas is not only for Christians. Sab milke baatte the. Agar aap waqif hai Hyderabadi tehzeeb se,
yes, of course.
Muslim families would buy crackers for Diwali.
Yes.
Hindu families will not eat openly during 30 days of Ramzan and get new clothes worn. Christmas, every Muslim household would buy a Christmas tree and have Santa Claus delivering goodies in socks on 24th night, which is so we grew up on this syncretic culture, and also it pains us to see the divide and whatever it is today. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do theatre there. Theatre for me is something that gets people together, that unites people together. And that's what I learned from my father, that theatre transcends boundaries of religion, language, geographical. Now we perform everywhere. We perform in Turkey, in Pakistan, UK, US. People understand our language, connect with it. Otherwise, what we present of Hyderabad, of Deccan, of India, in far west or far east, how do they connect? Unless it's relevant.
Yeah, sure.
Unless there's underlying message which is subtly presented on stage. But I don't want to go into saying this play has this message. Aap aiye, dekhiye, and you get your message.
So I spoke about research and great. So your perspective is amazing. You speak about a team working on all this. Yeah. What I need to know is you yourself. You perform a lot on stage. You've been very successful. You've been recognized. You got the Padma Shri. And
his, not mine.
Yeah.
As I was sharing it with my team the other day. I told Dr. Mohammad Ali Baig and Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, कि sir, I'm just a courier boy carrying it from Delhi to Hyderabad for him.
I appreciate your humility, but you have done a lot of good work yourself. What I am trying to get across to you is this work which you have done. You think there's a way to sustain this over a longer period of time? It's because everything, you work with a team, you have a company which is working, and you have been, because of your image that you have outside, you've been getting sponsors. But how does one evolve from here? Do you have any direction on that?
As I said, the approach to theatre has to be professional, has to be organized. There has to be conviction and commitment. See, in any profession where there's conviction and commitment, you succeed. Any profession. It's taken for granted that artists don't need to be committed. Theatre matlab stepping stone to television, cinema, now
True.
OTT.
True.
Which defeats the purpose, both ways. For an actor, every medium is a challenge. I perform on stage, I performed in OTT series, perform in regional vernacular languages which I don't even speak.
Yeah.
I perform, I enjoyed it. That's a challenge for an art. But I can take theatre saying, Acha, yahan this is my training ground, but I'm pitching there. That's where I want to be. It fails that purpose. Ask an advocate, would he hang around a court or an advocate's office to get a feel? Ask an architect, a fashion designer, would they be led to? But यहाँ आते सर मैं theatre में आना चाहता हूँ, क्या करना है? मैं actor बनना चाहता हूँ. There are 15 other departments in theatre. Acting is the most visible part. To enable an actor to come on stage,
sure.
the 15 people who enable his entry on stage.
Yeah, that's very
and if
true.
you've noticed, after every show, I acknowledge every little person.
Very true.
Team member. But because of my bad memory, I keep forgetting essentially one or two, and I have to next morning send apology notes. It is convenient now on WhatsApp. Otherwise, to phone karke bolna padta. So otherwise, someone will have a list, and I didn't want to read out anyway. So organized जब आप होंगे, conviction रहेगा, it succeed. 20 साल कैसे हुए theatre के? People come from all over the world, perform at the festival. Most renowned names in theatre and cinema come here and say, Baba, biggest media houses, biggest corporate houses ran out of steam after 10, 12, 15 editions. आप कैसे करते हैं? अब वो कृपा ऊपर वाले साहब की, आपकी blessings, माँ की blessing हो जाता है. Because the conviction is there.
True.
Otherwise, why would people travel and they come and say, we travel around the world and go to festivals. But जो आपके पास एक फनकार की कदर होती है, वो कहीं नहीं होती. And they're like family. All of them are like family. They have lunch here and perform. They perform and come and have dinner. Because there's that warmth, there's that personal mutual respect. And I work with that. For me, it's important to have professional respect and mutual fondness to work with someone. But आप जो भी हो, Maharthi, if I can't get along with you and vice versa.
Correct.
You're not around me, I'm not around you.
Yeah.
You're a very warm, genuine person, but you're no good. Then let's
because I think everybody has a goal in your field. I think audience for you is amazing. It is the king here. Yes, you need an audience for you to perform. You have done so many programs, so many theaters, plays you've done. But did you get the adulation that you were expecting?
More than that.
Yeah.
Thank you, more than that. And I'm thankful to God for that. Because when I started, I didn't expect anything.
Okay.
And I didn't know what to expect, honestly. When I was assigned, my first play was Taramati, The Legend of an Artist, the tourism department, after my huge film, successful film in 72 countries, Aditya Birla Group, taking it to the world. They wanted me, they were restoring the monument, it was just a khanda. And they said, Mr. Baig, you need to do this and tell us what we can offer. Incidentally, when we're doing the film, the first film is going to be, inshallah, on Taramati. So all our efforts and team's efforts are logged into it now. So when I started, I didn't expect anything, and I was lucky to have inherited an audience base of 350 people who are coming and saying, Qadir Ali Baig sahab ka beta kar raha hai, hum dekhne ja rahe hain. Very senior people, their kids coming and watching. It was extremely, extremely response binding and stifling for me. In advertising, I'm a free man. I keep saying it. It's stumble and fall. It's more. It's you know, me, Mohammad Ali Baig falling. It's not Qadir Ali Baig's son, Mahmood Ali Baig's grandson falling. To come into a field where your father's legacy overshadows everything, your grandfather's world record in polo is still unparalleled, I ran away from riding too. I was a keen rider. I never played polo, got into professional equestrian. My first dressage championship on a horse, there's something called a seat on a horse, and people can see, oh, champion seat kind of. So I walked into the arena, horse hardly 18, 20 then, from the riding club. I said, here comes Mahmood Ali Baig's grandson, and look at his seat. And there I lost 2 marks. In the dressage is about marks. I said, gone! My 6 months of hard work. He'll come. I said,
it's like going to a match and a big match and scoring a 0.
Forget, I'm talking of reaching the crease here. Forget taking the guard. You haven't yet taken the guard. You got out of the pavilion, put on your pads, you're getting onto the ground, and then here comes so and so. This is what I kya kar raha hu? So what was scary was, if I don't succeed in the next match, what happens?
Correct.
I may not, and there's no guarantee.
Yeah, sure.
It depends on the hall, depends on you, depends on climate, 100 things.
Sure.
Like in swing, Australia में आप बोल कर जरूरी नहीं है 5 wicket लेके निकलूँ या श्रीलंका में.
Sure.
दुबई में कह रहे conditions are different. So I said, बाबा बस है, सवारी हो गई घुड़सवारी, शौकिया कीजिए, शाम में आइए जाइए. Professional equestrian, I'm out.
Okay.
And I can't hide it. Theatre se I ran away. Advertising, whatever, 40 creative awards, thank you.
Yeah.
72 countries. Had a ball. Completely. Blondes, beaches, hunks, either ye ho raha hai, udhar, jet setting lifestyle. End of the day, you realize you're just selling soap and shampoo and cosmetics, putting all your creative existence on it. There's nothing meaningful.
Okay.
And that's when the 20th anniversary happened. I went to this commemoration with Ammi and I said, what am I doing? Here's something I should take forward. And you know, so I said, ho gaya, ab jo innings thi wahan, ho gaya, there's a big burnout in advertising. That's why if you see beyond 30, 32, people are promoted to managerial positions and grooming and training people. There's quick burnout and so much stress. You're not a popcorn machine. How much of creative output can you give? So यहाँ जब मैं आया, audience रही first time around. Taramati was our first play, and Taramati was on a hillock. लोग 100-150 सीढ़ी चढ़ के ऊपर आ रहे हैं. There's no restroom. There's no what do you say, drinking water. Forget anything else. The people from 16 years to 70 years coming and waiting to watch the play. 10 shows, 10 sold out shows. Okay. There's nothing conducive at that. This thing, we had 5 song and dance sequences, camels, horses on stage. It was an experience. और वहाँ देखे people said, ये तो 3D screen unfold हो रहा है. I said, it's not theory, ये तो cinema लग रहा है. Someone said it took us 2 days to come back to reality. Okay. The friends in the government who texted me 2 days later said, Baig sahab, don't mind, we're still trying to come out of that era. ये audience का response मेरे पहले play में था. From the time I said, can I do it? Can I not do it? Legacy, comparisons.
So you got hooked?
I said, second play was on Usmali Pasha at Chowmola Palace. Okay. मैं Vani Ganapati, Karthik's music, huge production again. 1,500 people on a Thursday night at Chowmola Palace.
Amazing.
Taramati हम कर रहे हैं. I remember people would go to Gandipet and say, कौन सा turn, volunteers को call करिए, कौन सा turn लेना है, we've reached Usman Sagar. They didn't know where Taramati was. Today you can't cross the road without looking left and right. It's so crowded. Similarly with Chowmola. We've reached Charminar, how do we come to Chowmola? Yeah. Now that really gave me, as they say, a kickstart. Now that reality or that fact blurred whether they were coming to watch Qadir Ali Baig Sahab's son, or watching me, or watching Qadir Ali Baig Theatre Foundation production. Because by the time we had started our own productions, I was inviting plays, aapko pata hai, Rohini ji, Rohini Tangri, Shibana, the works, everyone was there, performing. So we don't have a venue, still don't have a venue. So we were doing at Star Hotel, hotels and other places. तो लोग कहने लगे, भाई वहाँ लोग stars को देखने आ रहे हैं, वहाँ लोग cocktail पीने आ रहे हैं, वहाँ लोग चाय पीने आ रहे हैं. I said, you're disrespecting my audience. घर में बैठ के वो अपने उनके बार हैं, उनका कॉफी में कर यहाँ के क्यों अपना वक्त बर्बाद करेंगे? Please understand that we don't have a venue. And there's nothing wrong if you're doing theatre in a nice, plush venue.
Yeah, sure.
Where actors are well taken care of, audience is well taken care of.
Sure.
West में आप देखिए हर थिएटर के साथ एक बार होता है, उनका कल्चर अलग है.
Yeah, true.
Drink is not a drink for them. Drink is weather के लिए है या like I said. So either you hang out at the bar before the show, finish your drink, come watch the show, or finish the show, go to the bar and socialize.
True. So it's also a networking opportunity.
Networking, reviewing,
Yeah.
discussing the play, meeting. I want to meet the director. You know, तो आएंगे अभी बार में.
True.
शो होने के बाद मेकअप उतार के एक्टर से मिलना. It's a community feeling.
True.
And also -2 degrees है बाहर, without 2 shots you can't walk out. That's another essentiality. अगर not aping that, हमारे culture से अगर आप एक high tea रख रहे हो, which is part of Hyderabadi culture.
True.
You know, we've been so pally with the Britishers and French. High tea is not Hyderabadi, Irani.
Yeah, yeah.
So high tea culture is British for us. It's us now. Hyderabadi high tea culture. आप आ रहे हैं शाम में, आपको मैं फरीदा जी को बोलूँगा आप high tea पे आइए हमारे पास. It's not, I'm not British, but I'm Hyderabadi. Same French. अब croissant नाश्ते में खा रहे हैं. Orange mouth, French कैसे? French influences Hyderabad over decades, over centuries. Amalgamation की मैं जो syncretic culture की हैदराबाद की बात कर रहा हूँ. This is the culture. So अगर वो culture आप अपने profession में लाते हैं, उसमें क्या बुराई है? तो यहाँ से जब तारामती शुरू हुआ, I used to tell them, भाई साहब, वहाँ लोग कॉकटेल पीने आ रहे थे, चाय पीने आ रहे थे, यहाँ पीने का पानी नहीं है. 150 सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ के 60 साल के, 75 साल के एजेड लोग, there's no restroom. Why are they coming on time? I'm telling you, 2-3 लोग हैं तारनाका से, change 2 buses, 7:30 का शो है, came at 6:30 and said we don't want to miss the opening and we didn't want to, we wanted to get a good seat.
Good seat.
Now
Yeah.
that person is the most important person in my audience.
True.
Who takes public transport system, changes it twice to be on time. आप देखेंगे हमारे शो में VIP, मीडिया, ये सारे कहीं आपको प्लकार्ड नहीं आएंगे. Because that gentleman or that lady is a VIP so called for me. They are taking trouble to buy a ticket, to come backstage and say, sir, this is what we learned from this show. पिछले 19 festivals में होता ये Qadir Ali Baig Theatre Festival, the people come and say it's very touching. They said this is my 10th festival in a row. Some say 2 I missed because I'm in States. This is my 14th. On the other hand, people come and say, this is the first time I came to watch theatre. This is my first play in life and I don't want to miss it ever.
Okay.
So one, you're catering to people who are already sort of groomed into theatre or initiated into theatre. People who you are initiating into theatre. Now that's where the theatre will progress, when you're catering to the audience of the next generation.
Yes, I was coming to that.
पुराने लोग तो देखे हुए
Yeah.
हैं, शेक्सपियर पढ़े हुए हैं, बर्नार्ड शॉ पढ़े
Yeah.
हुए हैं, इब्सन पढ़े हुए हैं.
Actually, I wanted to ask you this question. We evolve
Yeah.
based on the kind of audience. See, probably the audience in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then 90s, where in the 2000s, where you are in it. You think we can modify or change our product to suit the Gen Z?
करनी चाहिए ना,
Yeah.
तभी तो चलेगा.
So what can be done to do that? I mean, what kind of theatre you think can work with the people, the younger
writing
audience?
has to be contemporary. The presentation has to be contemporary.
Okay.
See, as I said, what was relevant in 60s and 70s is not relevant now. We remember a lot of European playwrights who came out of World War I, World War II. They wrote from that perspective. They wrote about their problems, whatever it was. You know, disturbed childhood, disturbed upbringing, parent separation, drug addiction, war crimes. For an Indian audience of 2025 to connect with that is a strain.
True.
You have a whole lot of problems in the past decade and a half, past 5 years, today. If your writing is contemporary, your presentation is contemporary, then theatre is going to go forward. If you're going to, you as in all of us are going to give archaic material, dated material on stage with the content or presentation, people are going to get...
So how does one work onto that?
New kind of writing.
Writing, okay.
New kind of presentation, technology. It's mistaken that I can use projection and slides and do a play. Technology doesn't replace creativity. Technology should enhance creativity.
Yeah.
It should take your ideas forward where it's needed. If you have projection on stage, what are you doing with theatre?
So I'll give an equivalent from the game of cricket as well to this. The stadiums, say of the 60s, 70s, 80s were equipped differently.
Green rooms, I'm sure.
Yeah. Today's stadiums and teams are equipped completely differently. You have the latest technology. Now, to use that latest technology, you need the platform,
and
adequate platform,
and the trained technicians.
Yeah, and the technicians. So in theatre as well, if you want to enhance the audience quality, I won't say enhance the audience, get the Gen Z into the theatres, then in order to cater to their requirements, you would have to have a platform.
We're doing that. That's why this.
So what are your suggestions? I mean, I would like to know, because we are thinking ahead as well.
That's why I said contemporary writing, contemporary ways of presentation.
Yeah.
Audience today is exposed to all kinds of cinema and entertainment from every nook and corner of the world, sitting at home. So if you're giving them something which looks dated, period is one thing, classics are one thing. You can't keep dumping things in the name of classics, etc.
Yeah.
As I said, my plays are heritage-based, history-based. The presentation is very modern. Whether it's a love story of 17th century, whether it's a murder or an attack of 18th century freedom fighter, or some story of 19th century, it has to be relevant today. It has to be presented, the way of presentation. I'm again not saying you replace it with technology. You reduce the time span. Earlier, Baba's time, there used to be 2.5 hour plays with interval.
True.
No one stays back. I mean, attention levels have shrunk. You would have noticed this, that post-COVID and post the pandemic lockdowns, people are finishing seasons of OTT series binge watching.
Yeah, that's it. True, very true.
If I call a friend and say, have you watched this series? I'm about to finish the 7th episode. Say, sir, I'm on season 8.
True.
So I think between 10 and 2:30, and that's how OTT started catering to. So television habits changed. No one sits and watch 52 episodes. Aaj hi ke din, haji ke samay, Wednesday 9:30, Saturday 7:30, days are gone. You sit and watch, finish 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, khatam.
So it can happen in theatre as well?
It's happening in theatre.
Yeah.
The duration has shrunk. The presentations have shrunk. The actors are not available for rehearsals. So the cast has shrunk.
Okay.
Everyone is busy. Storytelling has changed.
Okay.
The way of storytelling has to be, very connecting. If I'm telling something, I need to involve you, engage you, sort of.
So your specialization, as I can see, is heritage. This is what you are telling. But there are different forms of theatre all over the country. I'll talk about India. There are in villages, you have the Khela. They have they do in a rural setting. They do their own theatre, which is basically mythology or whatever. Then there are street theatres, which we see in urban areas. I've seen a lot of it in Bombay, where they come and perform on the street. So there are different kinds of theatre. There are comedies. Because I was a friend of the Paresh Rawal and their family. So they used to direct and produce plays which are comedy. I've also seen a lot of Gujarati plays which are basically, I would say slapstick. Yeah. Is that the right word?
I have no idea.
Right technology.
You watch them. You label them.
So there are different kinds of theatre, different kind of audiences which enjoy that kind of theatre.
Gujarati theatre is very popular.
Yeah. I've seen some Marathi plays.
Busiest stage actors of the whole country are Gujarati from Gujarati theatre and Assamese theatre.
Yeah.
They book for months.
So I've seen a few of those plays, in spite of the fact my Gujarati language was not very good. But I used to enjoy the kind of expression that was there. So there were different kind of theatre, and they are also popular.
Very popular.
Yeah, they're popular. It's
Run
not
three
that
shows. They
it's
run
not
three
that
shows for months together.
they don't seem to be in competition with the
Not at all.
movies and all that, because the audience
I'm telling you
loves.
that Gujarati and Assamese theatre actors are
Yeah.
busier than movie actors.
Yeah.
You have to book them months in advance. They're booked for
Yeah.
months.
So
together.
from the point of view of the audience, I don't think they have a niche.
Ji.
They have a niche theatre taste to watch certain kind of theatre. So I don't think theatre is decreasing, and the people watching movies, maybe in certain urban areas, the behavior pattern may be different. But overall, if you see 1.4 billion people, there is a very big
Today,
space for
unfortunately,
theatre.
What has happened is more than audience being lost in theatre, the performers being lost in theatre.
Yeah.
Because running off to OTT.
So that's basically, I'm coming to that
Ji, ji.
because of commercial reasons. Okay. So I want to ask you, will that change? Do you think that will ever change?
It should.
Yeah.
Now, we can't sit and say it will. We have to make it change.
Okay.
People who work with me earn their living. I earn my bread and butter out of theatre.
Yeah.
Right? And I would want people to do that. And I've been saying it's a strong thought. Anyone who says you can't live off theatre is either lying or doesn't know how to do his job.
Okay.
Seriously. When you can struggle anywhere else and make money, you can put the same conviction in theatre or any performing arts. A classical dancer has to train under a guru, burn her elements for 8 years before her public performance.
Yes.
An advocate, before appearing in a court, has to train for 6 to 8 years. Everyone, except theatre. लड़का आया, लड़की आई, 2 शो बैक स्टेज किया, 3rd शो या तो उसका ग्रुप बना है, या वो एक्टिंग में आ गया है, या फिर वो OTT वगैरह का ऑडिशन देने जा रहा है. तो पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे? How is it a profession? How is it a profession? क्रिकेट में आ गए. I mean, you just can't come to you and say, यार मैं तो कल वर्ल्ड कप के लिए. There's a process.
Yes.
You should believe in that process. You should have the conviction, and you should have the confidence in yourself.
So you spoke about writing.
Ji.
Writing. In your case, Noor,
Ji.
your wife,
The literate one.
the Noor, your wife. Okay.
Right.
You have mentioned many times that she does the writing
Ji.
for your plays. So what kind of, since both of you are so close in proximity, what kind of dialogue goes on between both of you when you're really getting into writing
Luckily,
a play?
there is less dialogue and more of.
Is it all professional?
It's writing is professional. We write professionally. So,
Okay. Okay.
So it is professional, and lucky to have someone who's on the same page.
Okay.
You know, to translate your thoughts into writing. As I said, she's the literate one. She's the flavorful language, English language,
Okay.
and published author. So when I was writing Holi Dilon Ka Shehzad, the first play, we were again assigned by the tourism department to do that at the Golconda Fort. I didn't want Holi. They wanted me to do Holi Qutub Shah like Baba did, and still I don't have the confidence or the courage to touch any of his work for the fear of comparisons. So I do my own plays in my own way, based on his format of theatre, blend of art and culture, art and commerce, aesthetics in place, content in place for the audience. So when I started writing, I approached 2 writers. They wanted some 3 months to write, 2 months to write, and they were approaching it in classical style. That's what I thought. This girl would write it the way I would want it to be written for the modern audience. We
Okay.
needed a modern perspective to the love legend of Quli Qutub Shah and Bhagmati.
Sure.
The old Badab, Ba Mulaiza, Hoshar, Badshah Salamat hai. That's one way. We've lived through it, grown up. Okay. So today, when we wrote Holi Dilon Ka Shehzad, I took it all over the world. The Oxford University, Edinburgh Fest, Telesong Fest in France, Canada, places. People connected. People connected with a South Indian dancer, a South Indian ruler, without.
Yeah, because you have taken your theatre to different countries as well. So that's the next question I'd like to
Ji.
you to answer. That how was the response
Amazing.
when you took it to France and you took
Amazing.
it?
That's why I said people connected.
So how was the response to the language and to so many? The language was different. How did people connect with what you were doing?
First experience after doing that Khuli Tilunga Shahzada was I saw of Faith, which is a festival in France, annual huge performing arts festival. Everyone who's someone in European performing arts, writers, musicians, dancers, actors, would be there. It's on a riverside village, and the village, like Cannes, comes alive only that part of the year.
Okay.
So we were performing there, and the organizers, we had two versions, English and Urdu, and we said we can perform with this, and stick to Urdu. We want the flavor of your language.
Okay.
So we were there, completely full house, and I started with a monologue in Khuli. I did, and I said, good turnout. And I said, mentally I was saying, be prepared. 10 minutes later, that door, two doors are going to, and they're very close to me. So they're going to open. People would, move out, and be prepared for that distraction and disturbance. And I said, thank you, sir, if the organizers and the director of the festival and his wife are sitting and watching you, right? I saw them, if they're sitting in this position, 70 minutes later, they're sitting in the same position.
Amazing.
The only time they moved their position was to stand up and give us a standing ovation. A play in Urdu about Khuli Khutub Shah and Bhagmati.
Okay.
In a village in France where even English is not spoken and understood.
Okay.
I said, this is theatre. This is the power of communication on stage. If you're connecting with your audience, if you're writing with content that appeals to them, whatever it is, whatever format you're writing it, if you're able to present it to them in a way that envelopes them, that holds their attention, that's the performing art for you.
Amazing.
Like a cricketer, like a sports person, an actor is who he is at that moment on stage. Irrespective of whether he's done a 3-year diploma course, a 5-year course, whether he's rehearsed for 3 months, 3 weeks, just gotten out of the flight, and got on the stage, it doesn't matter. Audience isn't bothered. 7:30 show, you've come in, you're playing Khuli, you are playing Khuli. Whether you have a bad stomach, you have a cough, whatever you travel 18 hours to reach your destination, doesn't matter. Now that comes out of an actor's temperament, an actor's maturity, conviction to perform, which no training institute, drama school or guru teaches you.
True.
It's you. It should be imbibed in you as a professional. You train your boys to, bowl in swing or to face yorkers 100 times in nets.
True.
For the previous 3 days. What he is at that moment on that pitch, ये कहा ये तो एडिलेड का पिच था, बहुत फास्ट है, ये रावलपिंडी का है, मैं वहाँ खेल लेता यॉर्कर को.
Yeah, it's very true.
What you are there is who you are.
So you got to be in the present, as I understand.
That takes a lot of maturity.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of control over your temperament. It's easier said and done. I'm not saying I possess that. I said I would want every actor to have that. अब देखिए 1500 की ऑडियंस आती है, 1200 की ऑडियंस आती है, किसको क्या करना है, who's trained where? कौन न्यूयॉर्क के स्कूल से करके आया है, कौन काकीनाडा के इंस्टीट्यूट से करके आया है, या कोई नहीं करके आया, या कोई पहला शो कर.
Nobody can discriminate.
वहाँ कर क्या रहा है मेरे सामने? I worked with the musicians in France who play 5 instruments live, effortlessly, without straining. 5 classical instruments. इधर रखा है, ये रखा है, violin, jazz, drum, जो भी है. Live in theatre. I've seen actors who are actors, singers, dancers, mimic acrobats, mime artists. तो ये अगर आपकी ग्रूमिंग है, ये आपका एक्सपोजर है, तो your approach to theatre.
So this is what I want my audience to, my viewers to.
I hope they're enjoying.
Yeah, this is what I want my viewers to understand. That the preparation that you go through in order to perform, there is such a lot that is put in order to produce what you produce on the stage. and it requires tremendous mental strength.
At the end of the day, it's a play.
It's a play, yeah.
आपको करना क्या पड़ता है यार? ये
Yeah.
तो time pass है.
Yeah, true.
It's like that. There's a lot of hard work. Filmmaking आप लीजिए. 6 to 70 departments. I mean, a filmmaker has to completely lose everything in life for 1.5, 2 years to make a film.
Yes, true.
कुछ और करके नहीं बना सकते आप.
So going ahead from here, what is it that you, after today, what is it that you would be doing in the near future?
Preparing for the annual theatre festival, as I said, Qadir Ali Baig Theatre Festival, which is November.
Okay.
And we have a very interesting theme about what you're talking. 20 years we have presented the who's who of world theatre in Hyderabad, the stalwarts.
True.
You know, and this time we're presenting the progeny. So what the next generation.
Okay.
Now what we're trying to decide on the theme is from stalwarts to next gen.
Amazing.
कई known actors के बेटे.
Did you know I was going to ask you this question?
No.
Okay.
You know, they are trainees. They have taken the theatre to the next level.
Okay.
And that's where we are positioning this festival.
Okay.
Now, naming a few would be sort of not right for the others, but stalwarts on one hand, they work,
Yeah.
and the next gen on the other hand, and equally on an equal platform. So 20th edition of Qadir Ali Baig Theatre Festival would be like from stalwarts to next generation.
Okay.
That's one. Very soon we are launching a project called Chand Tara, which is based on the legend of Taramati, with the Telangana Tourism, with HMDA, for being kind enough to associate with us, believe in my vision. We're doing something that will showcase Hyderabad again on global stage. So the whole team is into preparation. We've got a lovely cast, a lovely crew working on it, people who have been with me for decades, some with Baba, some with me. We shared a bond. So they're all on board, and we are going to launch it on the 18th of October this month.
Okay.
And that film will take us maybe next 4 to 6 months. Theatre would continue, and as they say, as they call it in corporate terms, new vertical.
Actually, when I came here, my question to you would have been, which you've already answered,
Ji.
will you produce and direct a movie? I was going to ask you that question, but you've already.
People have asked me.
I'm happy to listen to this. Yeah.
Plus ad films. I mean, you name any product category, I would have done an ad film on that.
Okay.
Not just the glamorous ones, from cosmetics to automobiles to
Calendars.
lingerie.
Calendars.
To not calendars, David, to cold roll steel rods. Do you know what
Yes,
they are?
I do. Yes, I do.
If you've built a house, you'll know that.
I know that.
And so things like that. So, you know, the most unheard of fertilizer brand which goes into the smallest village in the country.
Yeah.
So on both levels I've done that. There's hardly a product category there. Furniture, drinking water, I mean, floriculture, publishing.
Okay.
Any product category, I would have made a film like crazy, just out of college, burned myself out, come here. I never thought I have the temperament to do a feature film, to do 2.5, 3 hour feature film with the dynamics of the commercial diktats and all.
Okay.
I'm used to working on my own terms.
Okay.
Without being, you know, immodest about it, because of the way I approach things. And I involve people who have that conviction, as I said, who believe in that vision. You know, so all this time I had this feeling that feature film is not for me. Alag game hai, you know, diktats alag hai. For an ad filmmaker, his product is the hero.
Okay.
His brand is the hero. And we have few chips on the shoulder, and I can challenge that I can make this coffee table act in this film. That's the content we come from.
I've been fortunate to have attended your theatre.
Right.
I have seen you for many years. I'm sure that you were capable of doing what you're threatening to do.
Completely in ad films, I
Yeah.
was my costume designer and my model, because model was,
Yeah.
you know, if there was some tantrum,
Yeah.
I said, stay at home. Don't
Absolutely,
worry. My
no doubt.
costume girl will be the next hero.
Yeah.
So from there to come and be I've got many offers from Bombay and friends whose fathers are producers, etc., etc. We have signed the star. I said, listen, the director has a protocol, and I'm for me, this is the star. I don't want to fall into that star system and this and that. So when we were asked to do a film of our own with the same resources that we would put in a theatre production, I said, why not?
Okay.
And we're beginning it again. And not treating it like a feature film production, treating like a project that at the end of the day, inshallah, we'll all be proud of.
Okay.
So that's what's happening and that's what is going to happen.
Do you think Noor has a very big role to play?
Yes, of course.
Is she going to be a great influence on you?
She already is.
She already is.
अब और क्या? 10 साल में तो influence ही है.
So what kind of writings would you expect her to give you? And keeping in mind the Gen Z, stalwarts to Gen Z, which you mentioned.
So that's the festival theme, which means we are not producing our own plays during the film. We get plays.
Okay.
So as I said, the actors' sons, actor grandsons, and all of them who are coming and performing. As I said, not naming a few and not naming others. They would get their own production. So the writing is modern, again contemporary, from classics to contemporary writing, from the stalwarts performing on stage to these debutantes performing on stage, parodies, comedy, mix, everything. So that's going to happen. And when we are writing, obviously we'll keep the thing in mind. And
do you all have discussions on whatever your projects?
Yeah. There's a brief, and then she takes the brief ahead, and the first draft. It's written very.
Do you get influenced by her opinions?
She really has her opinions. And, influenced, I don't know, but at the end of the day, work has to be done.
Did you see any change in the kind of work you've been doing because of her?
Sir, witness box में ठहरा नहीं अभी मुझे. Well, all of us mature, all of us groom. It's a process of writing, acting, direction. Your fifth play is not what your first play was.
True.
Your 10th performance is not your second performance was. And that's the process of an actor, that's the growth, evolution of an actor. Film में हो, theatre में हो, cricketer में हो, अब जिस तरह की इनिंग सुनील गावस्कर साहब खेलते थे बाद में, सचिन तेंदुलकर का अलग मामला है, आजकल के क्रिकेटर्स का अलग मामला है. उनसे भी अगर पूछें आप तो फर्स्ट गेम टू द so they evolve. It's a natural process. मेरा पहला performance, and I'm an accidental actor. तारामती when we're doing, incidentally 3 actors जो तारामती में करते गए, 3 actresses. Next show 2-3 शो के बाद वो अवेलेबल नहीं हुए, सर वहाँ साइन कर लिया और यहाँ हमें पता नहीं था कि चौथा भी शो होगा. So the actor कहीं और उसको वो मिल गया. सेकेंड एक्टर आया, वेरी कमिटेड, 4-5 शोज हुए, हो गया. 5 बार डेडलाइन आ गया, 6th show we have to do, and tourism department का अलग world tourism day and everything is set, actor is not available. घोड़े, ऊंट, बाजे वाले, dancers, chorus सब available है, actor ही नहीं है. So someone in the group said, उर्दू 2.5 घंटे का play, performance, no one knows it better than you.
True.
And for me, there's a cat out of the bag. Memorizing lines are very difficult. So, karna pada. And then, as I said, there was no looking back. It's very tough, 2.5 hours. Urdu. और हम तब तक बैंगलोर, बैंकॉक, पता नहीं कहाँ जाके आके उर्दू में ही थोड़ा लड़काने लगे थे.
Yes, not easy.
So making myself this thing that I don't speak Urdu with an accent. सुल्तान अब्दुल्ला शाह साहब खुद पोएट. तो ये वहाँ से आगे तो एक्सीडेंटल एक्टर. तो पहला परफॉर्मेंस जो था, और आप दुरेबाज खान जो देखेंगे, आप खुद महसूस करेंगे बहुत ज़्यादा फ़र्क है इसमें.
Yes.
And so all of you mature, all of us. So as a writer also, she would have. And the most beneficial aspect of this journey was the first member of the audience and the first critic, most productive critic used to be my mother.
Yeah, she used to be there all the time.
All the time, yeah. All the time. And that's why like A.K. Khan Saab said कि वहीं से जो ईला रुंजी's advance शांत मूरत की तरह वो पूरा शो चलाती थी without raising voice. एक सीट उनको अभी डेडिकेट करते हैं वहाँ पे. खान साहब said कि फर्स्ट सीट रज़िया पा के रखिए और उनको डिवोट कीजिएगा ऑडियंस में. So my, again that's a different approach to theatre, is that I don't believe in over the top stuff. I don't believe in expletive language, scenes unnecessarily put in films or on theatre. It's something sacrosanct for me. It's a tradition, it's a legacy. It's as you would go to a spiritual place that you're performing. Because the first person sitting there is my mother. And she's my first audience. And whatever I can't face her with, I can't face my audience with.
True.
And she had a very nice way of correcting things. She wouldn't sit in judgment. She would be a very constructive critic. After that, she would say, I saw that, but could it be like this? वो ऐसा हो सकता था क्या? वो costume मुझे ऐसा दिखा ऐसा. So I know what she's saying. वो music में थोड़ा possible था क्या या है क्या? Which means next time I correct it.
True.
ये नहीं कि हम तो उनके साथ बच्चे हुए हैं ये वो पढ़े उनसे. The thing I was talking about, temperament, etc., came from her. Pre-teens, when we lost Baba, he was 46, and we didn't know what hit us because she was both our parents. In those 40 years, she never made us feel that she was the only parent. आजकल single parentage एक बड़ा burden दुनिया पे आप.
No, I have noticed in all your performances, theatre, your mother was sitting there, and she would quietly sit and observe what is happening.
And run the show completely.
And you always had the humility to acknowledge your parents, which is very commendable.
My first ritual, and the people who used to watch that and tell me later, my first ritual after the curtain call was going and touching her feet and kissing her hand. अगर आप देखें. Later on, someone said, "Sir, हम 4-5 लोग सिर्फ वो देखने, शो तो हमारे लिए रहता था, लेकिन वो रिचुअल हम देखने के लिए कर रहे थे."
It's something which everyone respects you for that.
ये
I think so.
qualities imbibe करके
I think so.
theatre करते हैं.
Yeah.
तो as they say, the universe is with you because you're not doing it to be an actor. You're not doing it as an event manager or running a business. आ रहा है अगर business हो रहा है, it's become a business, become a brand. Touch wood, nothing like it. उन्हीं की दुआओं से. But that vision, that clarity, that temperament came from her. कभी she was hardly, not even 30 when 3 of us were born, 2 siblings and I. And we were living in a house which is 105 acres. उसके बीच में घर. आज मुझे यहाँ अकेला रहना तो सोचना पड़ता है. Sometimes that I sleep with lights on if I have to sleep alone. Still, sure, at the same. उस ज़माने में, the next neighbor was 5 kilometers away. At an age when girls won't even think of getting married today, she's married and had 3 kids. और उन बच्चों, I had this picture. हम जब first floor पे जाते थे, तारामती steps जैसे बड़े-बड़े steps तीनों, बड़े भाई मेरे इतने, मैं उनकी उंगली पकड़ा हुआ, मेरा छोटा उनके गोद में. And Aya with basket, and we are walking up up the steps. सारा अतराफ में आप गार्डन कहिए, जंगल कहिए, स्टड फार्म कहिए, दूर दूर किलोमीटर्स तक एक आदमी नजर नहीं आता. I don't know how she spent.
Amazing.
And she didn't have, I didn't have uncles. एक बुआ, so there were no जिठानी, देवरानी, घर भरा हुआ family. Grandparents living on the ground floor, we live on. And strict protocol, strict आसफ जाई, decorum. आप कैसे खाना है, कैसे बैठना है. No matter how hungry you can't walk in your sleeping suit to the breakfast table on a Sunday morning. You can't rush to the.
I think that generation of parents was like that.
Lunch, स्कूल से आए, जब तक आप change न करें, wash न करें, proper decorum में टेबल पे नहीं बैठ सकते.
Correct.
यार ये क्या है? It was like that.
Yeah.
So that helped us. That helped us, not to be snooty or that way, but to know where you stand, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. ये एक तरह की grooming होती है. अब लोग उस पे लगा देते हैं.
And it shows in your personality, it shows in your work.
अच्छी दोस्त है हमारी एक्टर सुहासी मणिरत्नम जी, उनके कज़न यहाँ रहती थी. And I remember this very well. हम shows करते हैं तो कई बुजुर्ग actors आते हैं. ये 2-3 shows I saw her standing there with 2 young teenage girls. वो लाके उनको दिखाती थी विंग्स में और एंड तक रुक के फिर हो जाते. Third time I said, why is this happening? And she would come and said, sir, मैं अपनी बच्चियों से आपको बेग जी बच्चियों से मिलाने लाई हूँ. So I thought of young, growing pretty girls, model, actor, and I had to kick myself out of shame for thinking that. She introduced them and said, Baig ji, मैं अपनी ये बच्चियों को दिखाना चाहती थी the way you treat elders on stage and off stage. मैं इनको लाके दिखाती हूँ
Very true.
कि बुजुर्गों को और बड़ों को कैसे ट्रीट किया जाता है. And I never thought I was doing that. अब अभी तनवीर साहब अगर वो है तो I would usher him down.
Yeah.
These are the things the audience gets back. वाह वाह बड़ा परफॉर्मेंस था, सेट अच्छा था, म्यूजिक, वो तो होते ही है. People are watching things you do which you don't even realize, but you're not conscious of.
True.
अब कौन समझेगा कि someone would come and show her teenage daughters के listen, look at the way he's treating elders.
Yeah.
यहाँ तो elders तो छोड़िए आप.
True.
ये language
ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. It's, you know,
एक value system.
we take these things for granted, but it's a very big thing. And I think this is what is missing in I should not accuse the new generation, but a lot of it is missing in this current generation and the kind of values that are
change हो रहा है.
Yeah, it's
change हो रहा है. मैं और एक अब इसी उसमें दूसरा भी एग्जांपल उसका फ्लिप साइड देता हूँ. When you're doing तारामती, दो बड़े सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट जो रिटायर हो गए थे वॉकिंग स्टिक पे, they used to write Baba's reviews. Baba's place in 70s and 80s. They retired. They in their 80s. Because I was doing my play, his son, they came to watch. And one of our volunteers came and said, so and so has come, sir. Doors haven't opened, but they are requesting वो खड़े नहीं रह सकते, आके बैठ जा सकते हैं क्या? और बोलिए मेरा नाम फला फला है. I said, पूरा नाम ये है क्या? पूछ क्या हो? Did he used to? I remember because they wrote very touching tributes to Baba when he passed away. Very touching obituaries. वो ज़हन में हो जाता है उस वक्त. You know, you remember such small details for your lifetime. So I said, हाँ. I said, पहले उनको दरवाज़ा खोल के बिठाओ या मैं आ रहा हूँ. भैया रिटायर हो गए, वो मेरा रिव्यू लिखने नहीं आए हैं. तो आपकी अदब, आपकी तहजीब, आपकी वैल्यू एक तरफ से अप्रिशिएट भी होती है और इस तरफ उसको टेंट भी है. क्या दे थॉट मैं ग्रीन रूम से निकल के क्यों भाई दो बुजुर्ग लोगों को बिठाओ, ऐसे भी लोग सुनते हैं.
ट्रू.
एंड टू आस्क, हमने ऑडियंस का रिस्पॉन्स यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में बुलाया जाता है, कहीं जाते हैं तो थिएटर एक्टर्स क्या थे? आप फिल्म स्टार हो तो यू अराइव्ड इन लाइफ, क्रिकेटर हो तो यू अराइव्ड इन लाइफ, स्पोर्ट्समैन जैसे. बट थिएटर मतलब उसमें कमाई होती है, वो काम होता है. यो सब ट्रू. टीचर्स एंड पेरेंट्स कम एंड से, सो प्लीज टेल माय सन हाउ कैन ही ग्रो अप टू बी लाइक यू. फ्रॉम थिएटर में कदम नहीं रखना, फ्रॉम परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स, अगर आप डांस क्लास, आर्ट क्लास, म्यूजिक क्लास, ड्रामा क्लास अटेंड कर रहे हो तो आप बिगड़ जा रहे हो. कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन स्टडीज. इट्स ओनली फॉर द एनुअल डे. फ्री पीरियड में, वीकेंड पे, टू टेल देम हाउ वुड ही बिकम लाइक यू.
It's an extracurricular activity in educational institutions.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Relegated to annual day.
True.
Parents don't mind annual day में हमारा बच्चा नाचेगा, बच्चा गाएगा,
थोड़ा recognition मिल जाता है.
बट साल भर नहीं.
True.
और अगर हाई स्कूल आने तक if he or she is sort of drifting toward the art, then ये तो फ्यूचर नहीं गया, बर्बाद हो गया. So from there to seeing theatre people as professionals is that dignity, is that prestige I've worked 20 years for.
So
from coming from
adding to what you said,
please come, let me complete this. Coming from a family of theatre, I know where it pinches.
yeah,
On the contrary, people think I've had everything on a platter. जो मिला platter पे वो सही था.
yeah. After what you have said today, nobody is going to think that way.
Sorry?
Nobody is going to think that way.
करना पड़ता है. Like you have inherited 350 audience.
Yeah.
वो 350 audience नहीं रहती, बाबा का नाम है, कौन आके यार ये आर्ट फिल्म मेकर बना, क्या बना रहे हो? But from there, where? I'm not sitting on that cushion and saying, हाँ चलिए देखिए.
You couldn't have done so much if you had not worked hard.
Approach सही है.
Yeah.
और मैं अकेला नहीं, सारी टीम लगी है. 20 साल से जो लगे, मैं सब 25 साल 20 साल से काम करने वाले लोग, दिन रात. फेस्टिवल के 10-15 दिन आर्ट डिपार्टमेंट आपका जो है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेट जो भी हो, बाज लोग सेट के पीछे सो के काम करते हैं, गाड़ी में सो के काम करते हैं, ग्रीन रूम में सो के काम करते हैं, with a belief in the vision. And it's that drive which motivates me as much as audience's response. उनके बिना पॉसिबल नहीं होता है. It's not.
So how would you motivate the new generation of actors to come to theatre?
भाई आइए थिएटर देखिए सुनिए वही मोटिवेशन है. I haven't learned.
Don't you have a challenge getting actors?
Everyone is an actor.
I'm sure you do.
Everyone is an actor.
Yeah.
When I need actors, they come by.
They do?
They do.
Okay.
If they don't, then I step in.
No, that's right. But isn't it a challenge?
It is. See, friends in Delhi and Bangalore, friends क्या बड़े-बड़े groups जो हैं, they facing this problem now. उनके रिहर्सल के लिए मिलते नहीं हैं, क्योंकि OTT वगैरह कमिटमेंट नहीं है. पहले जितने दिन आते थे. So they're shrinking their plays. The frequency of their shows is sort of diminishing, and क्योंकि actors नहीं मिल पा रहे उनको. तो families कर रहे हैं या monologues कर रहे हैं, जैसे भी है, इस तरह से काम हो रहा है. As I said, more than the threat of audience, it's the threat of performers, which is looming large on theatre these days. But हो जाएगा, वो भी एक passing phase है, चलता रहेगा जब तक करने वाले हैं, कारवां बनता जाएगा.
So if we deduce from whatever we are speaking that people come into theatre as a stepping stone to going into movies and other things, what we have spoken earlier. You don't think people want to come into theatre for that reason?
To work?
To work?
बहुत कम है, बहुत कम लोग हैं. आप देखिए जितने भी माने हुए थिएटर एक्टर्स जो बॉलीवुड में गए, with all due respect, they are known in theatre because of the Bollywood innings or television innings.
Okay.
बहुत कम लोग देखेंगे आप, मेरे हिसाब से सिर्फ 2 लोग हैं, कादिर अली बेग साहब और हबीब तनवीर साहब, जो स्टेज पे रह के स्टार्स बने.
Okay.
उनके पेयर्स मुझे बोलते हैं जब गोलकुंडा फोर्ट में खुली दिलों का शहजादा होता था, 5 रुपए का टिकट 50 रुपए में ब्लैक होता था, without a single Bollywood release.
Amazing.
Without a single Bollywood release. So that's a theatre star. That's where you stand and prove your mettle as an actor, as a theatre maker. जब आप without Bollywood crutch, without OTT television crutch, आप ये मनवाओ कि आप एक थिएटर के नामी ग्रामी practitioner हो, with dignity, with prestige, without apologies. I don't want people, my team members, anyone in my fraternity in theatre to say, theatre भी करता हूँ, theatre करता हूँ, theatre ही करता हूँ.
So I've seen another side of you,
जी,
where you bring in these big stars for interactions,
जी,
directors and people who've done
जी, जी,
movies, and that's according to me something which has motivated me a lot. Maybe I'm sitting here today as the motivation may have been a part of it from there,
जी, जी.
but that has been, I think, a very big success story as far as your work is concerned, because in between you have been bringing in these stars and having these interactions, and a lot of the audience, yes, because they are stars, there are many people come in to listen to them, but I think the kind of interactions the kind of questions you pose to them
जी.
have been you brought a lot of information from them about their career.
Well, it's a stars or not, I don't know, because as I said, I don't work with stars.
Not movie stars, directors,
I don't work with
people who work in...
I don't work with any stars. I work with people who I share a valuable professional
Okay.
relationship and a personal bond
Okay.
with. कुछ बाबा की इज्जत से आते हैं, कुछ अम्मी के रसूखात से आते हैं, कुछ मेरे साथ काम करने आते हैं.
Okay.
Yes, they've made it big in life. They are far better known. They're widely accepted, written about. That's their body of work speaks for them. थिएटर में हम जिसको भी बुलाते हैं, वहाँ ये बोलते हैं कि आपका body of work should be of substantial, substance in theatre. दूसरी industries is like, icing on the cake. Now, because of that bond, probably I'm able to share that
Okay.
warmth and conversation on stage with them, and for that reason they come. Because most of them today don't move out of their houses if they are not paid for, for the time and
True.
presence. So, ये in a way it's lucky बाबा के लिए हमारे लिए आते हैं. And a conversation series I started. The purpose was that youngsters should get inspired, motivated by the journeys. मैं उनके पिछले फिल्म के हिट की बात नहीं करता हूँ, मैं उनके अगले फिल्म साइन किए की बात, मैं उनकी जर्नी के बारे में बात करता हूँ, which could be an inspiration to theatre people, to performing artists, be it dancers, musicians, writers, poets, whatever. We conduct workshops, master classes.
Yeah.
For that reason, that was celebrating theatre series I started, because I thought theatre agar a conducive environment banani hai. It's not just that I can play 365 days a year on stage, and I'll be only playing with my own foundation. Baki ecosystem kaise banega? In a city like Hyderabad, to have a conducive ecosystem for theatre, you need to have performers, you need to have audience, you need to have infrastructure in place, which is venues. We don't have a single.
So how do you feel
venue.
that we can get the government or somebody to?
I'll come to that.
Yeah.
You need to have support system from the state and corporate, right? Corporates should believe that there is a takeaway in theatre.
True.
And that happens when you raise theatre to the level of a brand. The topmost brands today, thank God, associate with us. Why should they? It's not a popular format of entertainment, and they'll get more spin-offs if they spend the same money somewhere else. So, ये conducive ecosystem बनाने के लिए workshops चाहिए, नए technicians चाहिए, vendors चाहिए. When you're doing play for when I did Taramati, the first show, I had to get lights from Bangalore, something from Chennai, something from Bombay. आज, diamond isn't available है. It's a demand and supply chain. Film industry हमारी इतनी बड़ी है, आपको 25 vanity van चाहिए, आधी रात को मिल जाएंगे. आपको 100 lights चाहिए, मिल जाएंगे, क्योंकि demand and supply. उसके takers हैं. If a vendor invests in equipment, it's taken care of, paid for. Theatre का बोलते हैं सर आप ये लिस्ट दीजिए, हम ला लेंगे अगले हफ्ते. ये बताइए कितने शो आपके होंगे महीने में. And what do we do with that equipment? क्योंकि उसका डिमांड है नहीं. आप कितने शोज करेंगे महीने में और साल में कितने करेंगे? So I block in my 10 lakh on this equipment. Valid question. Today they have that equipment because shows are happening. From the time साल में 2-3 shows होते थे to every weekend 2-3 shows in town, venues mushrooming, corporates coming in, government coming in to support, we were able to build that ecosystem, a conducive environment for theatre. Everyone wants to be in theatre. जो लोग theatre छोड़ के भाग गए थे, नौकरियों पे लग गए थे, फिल्म में गए, डबिंग में गए, कास्टिंग में गए, वापस आके थिएटर कर रहे हैं क्योंकि वहाँ पैसा ही यहाँ नहीं है. तो एक माहौल बन गया है, माहौल बनाया गया है, रिवाइव किया गया है थिएटर को 20 सालों में. तभी जाके anyone who has a workshop in town gets 25 to 30 people. We do free workshops. I don't want to earn out of workshopping.
So these workshops also encourage people to get onto the stage?
They may.
Yeah.
They do. So, but we are not into that commercial, we're the selling of theatre. I know something, I share it with you, you benefit out of it.
Okay.
When I need to make money, I raise my invoice.
Okay.
Not with people who can't afford it. फेस्टिवल होता है, वहाँ एक डिनोमिनेशन की टिकट्स है. थिएटर आर्ट डिपार्टमेंट को, ग्रुप्स को मैं बोलता हूँ, प्लीज कम एंड वॉच एज माई गेस्ट. वर्कशॉप आइए. एवरी डिसिप्लिन, बीट डायरेक्शन, राइटिंग, स्टेज लाइटिंग, सिनोग्राफी, कॉस्ट्यूम डिजाइनिंग, सिंगिंग ऑन स्टेज, म्यूजिक ऑन स्टेज, सेट डेकर, अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट से फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड पीपल कम. आई सेड प्लीज कम एंड लर्न फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट.
Okay.
Send your students, send your groups, 10, 12, 15 जो भी है, मेरे कॉस्ट पे. You don't have to pay, let them learn. भाई आपके दर तक लोग आ रहे हैं. महारथी जिसकी आप पूजा करते हैं.
Commendable. Great work. Great work.
I charge where I have to charge.
Yeah, great work.
विजय मोहन राज साहब आ रहे हैं, 2 पास में सर 1000 का नहीं, आप 5000 का टिकट लेके आइए.
Yeah.
फरीदा आप मेरे गेस्ट है, आपको मैं 5000 का. So,
I've taken the hint.
no, family. So what I'm saying is, ये एक माहौल बन गया है. उसी में celebrating theatre एक सीरीज थी. People who wouldn't have come to Hyderabad, people who Hyderabadis wouldn't have expected to come and share, be under the room. ये आए कि लोग आके बोलते सर, we never thought we could share the same room, breathe the same air. उन लोगों के साथ they benefited. अम्मी जाने के बाद अम्मी के नाम पे एक सीरीज शुरू की गई, Remembering Razia Baig series, which is bringing women in performing arts center stage.
Okay.
From all disciplines, writing, poetry, music, dance, fashion, cuisine. Body of work, again, of some substance, not stars from the galaxy.
So let's get back to your talk about venue
Ji,
infrastructure.
sure.
So before we, I would like you to give a message
Ji.
To either the to corporates or to the government, whoever, on what you think they can do for theatre.
So I don't have to give any message to any government, any corporate. They all know what we need, right? And they're
But I want you to spell it out.
Well, all my dear friends in corporates are aware of this. It only needs them putting pen to paper. They're sitting on hundreds of acres of land. Government has enough infrastructure to give some space to a devoted theatre venue. And I promise I can make it a global center of performing arts in Hyderabad that Hyderabad could be proud of, without any benchmarks. ये मत बोलिएगा कि वो मुंबई में ये है और बेंगलुरु में ये सब पुराने दखियानुसी चीज़ें हैं. अब जब यहाँ आप लोग अपना पेन पेपर पे लगाएंगे, my dear friends in corporates and government, we're working out something with the government. Inshallah, it should
Very happy to hear that.
fructify soon. It's only that, as I said, I'm a very lazy, laid-back Hyderabadi, content with whatever I have. I can't lobby. I rarely pitch, and that's a big lobbying and pitching system. Not that it's bad. It needs to be done. It needs to be done. I'm not cut out for that. Maybe that hasn't happened.
So maybe when we are, when people are watching, the viewers are watching.
I'm sure next morning
And,
they'll call and say, "Kahan
sure-
rehna hai? Batao."
I'm sure people, other relevant people will be watching this
I'm
as well.
sure city
And
needs
I
it.
hope that the message is conveyed. We have to do something.
आप देखिए,
It's a serious matter.
फार्मा कैपिटल है हम, आईटी हब है हम सबसे compete करते हैं, बैंगलोर, दूसरी जगहों से. We are a big tourism destination. We have everything that the world has: flyovers, infrastructure, the work, everything. But a single conducive theatre venue, a single performing arts theatre venue. All the venues in town are suitable, neither capacity-wise
Yes, agree with you.
nor technology-wise. So जहाँ हर चीज़ है, वहाँ ये होना ज़रूरी है.
Or audience भी would love to come to such
Audience
an
come and say, यार यहाँ क्यों बुलाते हो? वहाँ
Yeah.
सीट की आवाज़ आ रही है, दरवाजे की आवाज़ आ रही है, वो बाथरूम स्टिंकिंग है. आर्टिस्ट बोलते हैं सर ग्रीन रूम का वो हाल है, स्टेज पे चूहे दौड़ रहे हैं, प्ले के बीच में बिल्लियाँ आ रही हैं.
Yeah.
The venues where I get my team to oil seats, you won't believe it. ऐसे तो बोलना छोड़ो आप उनको बोलेंगे, वो उनको अर्जी लिखेंगे, वो पास नहीं हुआ, वापस एप्लीकेशन आने तक शो का डेट आ गया. I said, get our team, go oil the seats. You're performing for your audience. You're responsible.
Yeah.
वो आके नहीं बोलेंगे X venue खराब है, वो बोलेंगे कादिर बेग थिएटर फेस्टिवल का venue खराब. Oil the seats, oil the doors, clean up the stage. वो जहाँ तक कि आप जाके बाथरूम में टॉयलेट रोल्स और लिक्विड वॉशर्स भी लगा के आए. This is what we do for theatre.
Very good.
Other than making sure that they have their snacks and lunch and dinner in place. And one way is to say Hyderabad है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, कुछ नहीं होता. The other way is to say बस ये है, इसमें करना है, आप आइए. Do it to the best of our ability.
True.
And that's what we have been doing for 20 years.
So my viewers have got so much of input today. You know, this today's interview or the talk or podcast, whatever you call it, is something which is a gold mine for people who are listening, because you won't get so much of knowledge of a person from a person who's spoken not about only performances, about what goes into those performances. And I'm also a coach, a cricket coach, and we always focus on preparation and preparation to perform. Like you just said, that ultimately you have to go on stage and perform. It doesn't matter to the audience whether you came from a training institute or you were a newcomer or something. If you have performed to the satisfaction of the audience, you've done your job.
क्रिकेट के हैं, आप बताइए कपिल देव साहब कौन सी एकेडमी के?
None of us were.
I think from my point of view, if there's a single person in the country who could be credited, in my point of view, I may be wrong, for a turnaround of Asian cricket, 175 not out, से आप वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल जीते,
Yes.
that not only benefited
It turned around the entire game in
India.
India.
कहाँ से?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Turned
bottom
around.
of the run से world champion.
True.
Unbelievable.
True.
And that catch that he took of Viv Richards.
Yeah.
दूरदर्शन पे अभी भी याद है. Unfortunately, I believe BBC was on strike and 175 not out wasn't recorded. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
अब आप बताइए कहाँ से आएंगे? Was he from a public school? Was he trained by someone? कहाँ गए थे?
But I can be very candid on one thing, that I have seen his preparation, because I was in the same
और उस ज़माने
same,
fitness कितनी रहती
yeah.
है आप बताइए?
So we were in the same
sure.
camp as with each other.
You interacted with him.
And he was my room partner at the National Academy.
Single-handed.
Yeah.
Not just Indian cricket. In सारी Asian, Indian, Sri Lankan, Pakistani, Bangladeshi. I think if one man can be sort of attributed this success, वो बाकी support system छोड़ दीजिए.
Yeah.
अगर 175 नहीं मार 40-50 पे आ जाते घर आके अभी कहीं. Seriously.
Okay.
You need people like him. You need people like Imran Khan.
Yeah.
I mean, कहाँ गली के बच्चों को उठा के इन स्विंग चैंपियन बना रहे हैं.
True.
एक मस्जिद के मौलाना को उठा के वर्ल्ड का बेस्ट बैट्समैन बना दिए. You need that conviction. You need that drive. कि भाई आप करो या मैं करने वाला हूँ.
Yeah.
And these are the people who, Michael Jackson.
True.
Can you believe a man writing, composing, singing, dancing the way, if you call it dance? 50,000 लोग पागल हो रहे हैं ठहर के वहाँ. And what is he doing? Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. They are all examples of people who have.
Which school?
Yeah.
Which music school?
Yeah.
Which film school? धीरूभाई अंबानी कौन सा बिजनेस स्कूल? आप बताइए.
True.
I mean, क्या कहते हैं वो रेयन के पेटियां उठा के कहाँ से कहाँ? You're changing the laws in parliament.
True. True.
So, I mean, we are in a country where there are these people around us. अब आप बोलेंगे वो ये नहीं है, मुझे ये नहीं है, मैं वो नहीं हूँ.
So we've spent so much time talking about, and
Sir.
I just like to thank my viewers for being on this show. I hope you subscribe to this channel so that I can have the facility of getting people like Mr. Baig onto future talks that I do. And thank you very much.
Thank you so
Mohammad
much
Ali
for having
Baig
me.
for
All
giving
the way.
an opportunity to be talking to you today. Thank you very much.
Absolute delight. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to, share my views with your viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you.